My name is Thomas Leford, aka Taxman88, and I'm here to go through scenario number 2 in lesson 2, dealing with Payton. And so I'm going to open up a return. I've already logged into the software for time's sake. And so the return has already been done, so I'm going to just go through what I went through if I recorded from the beginning. And so we go to name and address page, we fill that out. That's the 1040. That's like filling out the 1040 with the personal information, filing statuses, address, and all that information. That's just the version of the 1040. And then the questions here with foreign accounts and cryptocurrency will all be no for clients who don't have those things. Hit escape to come out. Go to dependents. Open up the box, item detail, and put in dependents information, answer these questions. All dependents under 17 will be yes for this child tax credit. Boom. Then we go to yes, no, yes, 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 yes. And then again, remember, anything gets check marked on these boxes as far as residency, you must have that document inside the file. So if you don't have one of these things on the list inside the file, then you should have other filled in. Remember that. For training purposes, I'm always have something checked off here, and I'm going to let you know that if you don't have the actual item inside your file, then these things shouldn't be check marked. You should have something in other. Remember that going forward. Come out of here and go to escape, go to the next wages. You're simply going to fill out wages based on the W-2 you're looking at. So when it comes to actually doing a client, the work speaks for itself because it's going to come straight from the client. For training purposes, I'm trying to get close to that as possible by giving you a W-2 to look at, giving you unemployment statements to look at, giving you certain financial statements that the software will generate for you to have in your possession to get a real more live feel of what you're doing when it comes to filling these scenarios out by hand. And so you put everything in for that, come out. Then we go to the signature. You want to go to EF first. Connect that, say EF ready. We go to PIN number. Today's date, my PIN number is what I filled out when I filled out my EFIN. Boom. And then the PIN number automatically generates through the software. And then the next one is the consent disclosure tax return information. We just put the date. That way we can print it out. They can sign off on it. We go to consent to use. We just put the date. That way they can sign off on it at the end when we print the paperwork out. And we go to consent to use. We go to identification. You put whatever type of identification information in here. Boom. It speaks for itself. Come on out. We go to miscellaneous. We go to consent disclosure tax return information to other firms. This form here will apply to people who are going through our bank products, people who are not paying out of pocket and having their money taken out of their check. Other people are included in that. So that's why this disclosure form must be signed, because there we're going through a process where it'll be a third party involved along with other people when it comes to the processing of the return. So we have to fill in their whole name and date it, and then we'll print this out at the end. Hit escape. Then we go to 8867. This form you fill out yes, yes, no, yes, 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 not applicable, not applicable. Yes, yes. If you got dependents, it's going to be yes all the way down until you get to head of household. And if you don't have a head of household status return, then you're not going to check that. But the line 15 will be yes. And then down here, you go no, no, yes, no. So what you want to do is you want to read every question in full, you know what I'm saying, so you know what it's asking you, and then make the appropriate response. Next. And then from there, I go to income. We hit yes for that. Not applicable for that because we're not doing any self-employment. And then we put in a date. Like I said, this should be filled out all together with the person info. And some type of notes. You know, basically based on the overall situation of each and every client that's going to be different, the notes going to vary. And so that's how they go for this. Boom. And so when we click calculate, these two boxes go green, means that's a good sign. There's no error messages inside this area, but what I normally do is I come out of here and I go to view mode just to verify. There's no messages, no notes in view mode at all, either for federal or state. So that's a very good sign. So now this tax return is ready to be processed and sent to the IRS. And so when it comes to the forms that are generated based on the data you put in, the 1040 will always be there. And this is the personal information page. This is the stuff when you first signed into the software. It took you to a name and address page. This is this right here. And you put in the personal information, the address, and you put in the filing status all on that first page. So this all generated to 1040 from that. And then when you put in the W-2, it generated the money for that. And then from there, the EIC, because you're a dependent, you got to fill out the form. You got to fill this form out. So when you fill out the dependents page, it generated the EIC for you. So that's the purpose of software. Software is going to generate all the necessary forms needed based on the data you put in. And so when you fill out the dependent section, if they qualify based on filing status and income, EIC will generate a form for you. But when you're doing it by hand, you got to know you got to have a 1040. You got to know you need a EIC, scheduled EIC form. You got to know you need a 8812. You got to know you need a 2441. So all those things you need to know when it comes to doing this stuff by hand is the purpose of me always teaching it by hand, because that's the way I learned it. And so we'll have some other training modules that's going to teach you how to print out the forms inside of Drake. Right now, we just going through the scenarios and how to maneuver through Drake from the inside. But we're going to have some designated form of videos that's going to be strictly all geared to teach you how to come over here once you finish your return and what you need to check mark to print out for the client. So those will be designated video trainings that's separate from what we're doing right now. And so I'm going to come out of here and I'm going to catch you in the next video.